I know it has been a little bit since I've done a live, and tonight we're doing a painting. I know it's not what everybody likes, but I do need to get a few more paintings in my arsenal for the upcoming art walk. So I did one earlier, and I did record it, and it came out amazing. So I will probably schedule that for one day next week, like towards the beginning of the week, so you can see that. So what I've done is it's just a white canvas, and all I did was put one thin coat of, hey Chloe, welcome, the Bob Ross white, liquid white on my canvas. So I figured I would do another painting where I had everything out. My hands are full. Hey Terry, welcome. So the one that I did, I do want to do another one like it, the one earlier. It's looking out through a window at an ocean. It came out so good, and I have not painted in oils in a very long time, so I was afraid I was going to be a bit rusty. Hey Kathy, welcome. So I amazed myself, and when I like my finished product, then I did good. So we're going to do another seascape, but this is going to be more of like a daytime seascape. Hey Shaman, welcome guys. So I'm going to get into painting. I will stop every now and then, and I will go through the comments. I know the last live I did, I don't even know, I was like on some third wheel trip somewhere. I don't know. I didn't even go back and look to see if there were comments, and that's not like me. And my daughter was like, the video is good, Mom, but you were doing it more like a video. Hey, Deborah, yes, you finally made a live episode. Hopefully you don't mind the painting. So I'm gonna kind of get into it, and we'll see where it goes. I know I want a seascape, but that's pretty much all I know. Just because the seascapes seem to sell the best. So that's what we're gonna do. So the one I had done earlier was more of a nighttime one, which you will see that in a few days. And then because I can't work both my channels, guys. I didn't realize how much work it is to have one channel, let alone two. So every now and then I will post a painting video on my channel. If you don't like it, just don't watch that episode. Oh, good, Deborah. But I'm just gonna do all my crafts on the one channel for now and see where we go with it, because I'm just one old lady, and you know, I just can't seem to manage the two channels. So let's get into this so I don't keep you here all night. I want to thank you guys though for your patience while I was getting the rest of my house done. And because I had only given myself a week, it made me like stay on track. Like every day I work from morning till night to get things done, so that I could get back to doing my videos. And now it's a lot better. Like I did spend a couple of days in the pool. As you can tell, I've got a little color in my face, and but then today it's only 70. So we lost 30 degrees overnight. I'm like, okay, we went from summer to fall. Hello. But yeah, so I want to thank you guys for being patient with me and letting me get that done, because it was just stressing me out too much. So, and when you're stressed, you can't, no matter what you do, you can't like do a good job. At least I can't. So, all right, so I have got my disgusting palette. I have got some Indian yellow, some alizarin crimson, cadmium yellow, titanium white there, and I do have another pile of the titanium white there. I have got Van Dyke brown, black, Prussian blue, and green, which is a sap green. Yep, sap green. So those are the colors that I'm going to be using. If I decide to get more, I will get some more. So can you guys see this okay? Because I can turn this, because I can look at my TV screen and kind of, you know, I think see what you guys are seeing. So I think, Massachusetts, the weather's been crazy. I was sweating yesterday. Yeah, me too, Cheryl. I mean, I said to my husband, I said, oh my God, I need to put my long jeans on. And I was thinking of putting a sweatshirt on. I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, we're going into July and it's freezing out. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Alrighty, so let's get started. So I am going to, we're going to start with some of the Prussian blue, and hopefully I have enough white that it's going to blend. If not, I will add some white to this once we get it on, because I want the sky to be much lighter than the ocean. And all right, let's just, let me push this up here. So I have got to get better at doing my edges. That's why I like black canvases, because you know, it doesn't matter if you do your edges or not. All right, so let's just blend this in. Now see, because we have that white on there, it's giving us a nice light sky. And I think we're gonna call that our sky. So you never want to cut your painting in half, guys. If any of you are thinking about getting into painting, because it doesn't give as good of a composition. And you never want to put something directly in the middle. So I'm going to come down a little bit lower, even though I don't want much of a sky. All right, so now we have already some nice white streaks through there, but I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up a little bit more white, and let me see. I probably should have done it with a fan brush, but we'll see. I usually do my clouds a little different, but I am just trying something, because I don't want a lot of clouds. I do, I just kind of want like little billowy type clouds. And then just lightly go over them and push them back into the canvas. Got a hair. All right, so that is looking good. It's got a little bit of movement, but not too much. Thank you, Terry. So I had the yellow out. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to put any yellow in there. It was on my palette from earlier, so that's why I named off the colors. Let's see. I'm gonna go in a lot heavier with the blue this time because I want it to be much darker. And your horizon line doesn't need to be perfectly straight across, because most horizons are not. And of course, I didn't bring my, just pick up some white. I didn't blend my side down. All right, that looks good. And then I'm gonna do something to make a little bit darker there in the back, in the and then as we come down, I'm gonna start letting it get a little bit lighter. But this deep water out back here, I want that one to be darker. And I need a little bit more blue. And I just use the Winsor Newton oil colors. I love these. They're a thick paint, but they're not so thick that you can't spread it. All right, so let's see. I do want some sort of a beach on here. So now I'm just gonna let it start getting lighter. All right, let me get my sides. And this is why, if you don't do your sides when you do your painting, you get this funny little thing on the edges, and it just looks weird. Okay, so let me grab, let's see. I'm gonna use this filbert brush, and we're just gonna put a little something in the back. So I'm just gonna mix some, I'll try to do it on the palette so you can see. This is a little bit of the blue, black, brown, and green. And I'm just gonna mix just to give a dark, dark color. Because these are gonna be like way distant. Let's see. So we can do, like, one side is kind of like a mountain. And then we can put so, you know, just like a distant mountain over here. It doesn't have to have something all the way around it. And then on this side, we're gonna bring We're gonna kind of make it almost like there's like an island out there. All right, definitely gotta darken that up. All right. Okay, so that is looking good. And that's just like giving a little extra something out there. As I just about wipe them all out. Okay. And let's give a little something something on these. Okay. There. Not too bad. All right, so now I am going to take some of my blue and some of my titanium white, and we're just going to mix up a little bit lighter blue. So we can start getting a little bit of movement in that distant water. And I have a hair. There we go, got it. All right, so we are going to and I gotta lighten that just a bit more. It's still a little too dark. I want it to show. All right, maybe we'll just do, let's do a dark line first. All right, we're gonna go with the darker in the back here, just giving a little bit of a little something something up there. Now you can leave these like little raised bits if you want, or you can blend them in. It's like a personal preference as to what you like. So, and I do want I'm just gonna, just on top of some of these darker spots, we're gonna put a little bit of white. So it's almost like there's like little white caps out there, but they're not too intense. Okay, so now we have this nice dark piece right in here, which is going to be a good area to start having like a crashing wave out in the distance. So I do want to put a little bit more, a little bit darker areas in here for those, the waves. Because you need the dark underneath if you want your wave to kind of really show up. All right, I think that will do it. Let me grab a fan brush. Let me check the comments here. Oh no, Terry. Is it Mayuka? We had 100 degrees here yesterday and it's 70 today. That's in Southern California. Oh my God. Okay, so I caught up on the comments. So I'm going to take some white and I'm just going to put it on my fan brush. And these are not going to be like massive crashing waves. They're just going to be like the little waves that are like starting to crash over. And if I don't like it, I can just paint over it. You know, because sometimes the waves, they go in all different kind of directions. but they look better going that way. And let's see. Just trying to get a little so that, you know, that foamy turbulence in the water type of thing. All right, so let's get a little bit of now I can, let me try and see if by swirling these it looks more like a splash. That actually looks kind of cool. So I'm just gonna, I'm just trying to get the bottoms of these to swirl just a little bit. And then we'll just smooth that out. All right, so I'm gonna put a little bit more of the splashies down here. All right, so those look like they're crashing waves. You guys think they're looking like crashing? Thank you, Chloe. It's looking amazing already. I hope so. Okay, so now I do know that I want, we're going to put some sand down here. I do want to have like a palm tree coming out and maybe some rocks with like water around it down at the bottom. So the question is, let's get the sand in first, I think, because then I can bring that, the blue over where the sand is going to go. So we are going to take the 1-inch brush. I'm going to wash it. And I'm going to turn my shop towel here. As I stick my finger in blue paint. All right, so I am going to get, I'm going to mix up some of the Van Dyke Brown and some of the white. But I'm not, see how I did that? I'm not going to blend that all the way in. I'm just going to pick it up like that. And I got to clean this brush again because I had blue all over my towel. So I'm just gonna scoop into that, and we're gonna get some sand put in, because we got to have a you know, we got to have a sandy beach. Oh, what's that? All right. So now we're going to take the knife and I want to make like some water lines in here. I'm going to go with my mixture color. And let's see. Let's see what we can get. All right, I gotta get some liquid white here to mix with my white, because my white is too, it's definitely too thin, too thick. There we go. Okay, that should be better. Yeah. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna put just a little bit more of the white on these edges, if I can. Okay. All right. That is kind of looking like it's kind of crashing in. But now we need to bring gotta bring some of this down so we can get like a reflection on the beach. And I know you guys are saying, what are you doing? You're messing it up. And then we're gonna, after I wash my brush, I don't know how a lot of these oil artists paint and not get it all over them, because I am a mess by the time I'm done. Just gonna pull some of that down and then just kind of go over that. Because by putting that little bit of blue into the sand, it's giving that wetness. All right. So let's see, we'll do a rock over here. So I'm gonna take, what do I want my rocks to be? Probably brown. Let's do some brown and some yellow. Let me mix that and see what we get. A little bit of blue in there, and we'll put some black. Back. Oh, maybe not. So I'm going to bring this rock right around this corner. And then let me take another filbert brush. And let's see, we're gonna do black on one side and brown on the other. So I've got black on this side of my brush and brown on this side. And I want the brown up and the black down. Definitely need more brown. Wipe that off, load it again. All right, I'm not liking this brush, so I'm gonna switch brushes here. And let me there's no shortage of brushes around here, guys. All right, let me check comments. The whole main coast, yeah, it is. We just can't, we can't get there in the summer without having to pay an arm and a leg to park. Yeah, no, I'm not related to Bob Ross, not at all. All right, so let me get some black and some brown. And let's, oh yeah, much better. All right. And then we are gonna take some white and with some of that brown and get a nice lighter color. And then take that lighter color and highlight on some of these rocks. Now I'm going to take my little knife here. I'm going to use the little flat side. And we're going to put some little water. And this is just the liquid white, because you want this to be as thin as you can to get it. So that's just kind of like setting our rocks into the painting. I'm just adding a little bit of water, like splashing down, because it probably had a wave earlier. Okay. All right, I think that's looking good. Okay, now, all right, so now we're gonna put in, a palm tree right here. We're gonna go right over our ocean. Bravery test. All right, so I need some more of the Van Dyke Brown so that I can make a nice dark color. Gonna clean up a spot on my palette here. All right, so we'll put some brown. So I'm going to take some brown, some black, some green, some blue, and we'll throw in some alizarin crimson. we've got the base of our tree color. So, do I want it coming out here? Or do I want it coming from the ground up? That's the key. I think we're going to have it coming out from here. And then we'll have our prawns coming over through our sky. Let me see. Yeah, I got to add a little bit more brown to that. All right, so we're gonna start our tree off to the side, and we are gonna So what I'm doing now is I'm actually taking some of that paint off so that I can go in with a more of a brown. All right, so now I'm going to pick up just some brown. So now I'm just trying to get some different colors through here. Okay, now I'm going to take my knife and then I will take a brush and we will smooth that out just to kind of give a little texture in this. And nope, not that one. So I'm just kind of pulling it like a little smiley face, kind of, to give it that round look. Okie dokie. Now, let's get some dark green. So I'm going to take some green and some brown. And my fan brush. See my hands, guys? That's what I mean about, yeah, when I get done painting, I'm usually a mess. All right, so we're going to start with the darker green that I just made. And we're going to clean my brush. And then we're going to go over with some lighter colors here. And let's see. All right, so let's get some yellow. So the reason that I picked the yellow, because I knew I was going into this blue, and that is going to give me a yellow, a green. Let's see. This is going to be the worst palm tree I have ever made. All right. Well, that just botched this whole painting. Yeah, I'm not liking that, but it is what it is. Now I could scrape that off and then redo it, which, you know what, I think is what I'm gonna do. Let me see what you guys think here. It's a Charlie Brown, yeah. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I just don't want to mess this bottom part up. I like that. I like that. All right, so let me get another shop towel here. And I think I just went too big with my tree. Okay. Now we are going to put our sky in. I'm going to pick up some liquid white and we are going to we'll just change our sky color a little bit. That's it. Some more. Some more white here. Some more white. Okay, we'll keep that for our sky. Now I will go back in with the dark blue. And let's see, I'm gonna bring a horizon line right across. Just blending some of that green. Which in the ocean, I mean, there is, you know, green. All right, so let me... And I'm going to add some black to that. I might not have the same background as we had before, but it's better than having a completely disastrous tree. And then I'm gonna just bring this tree up to about here, and then we'll start again, but I'm gonna use the smaller fan brush. So I'm gonna use so now I'm just gonna change my deep waves in the back, because I had to make this water much darker than I originally did. which, you know, it's fine when you have water that's different shades like that anyways, because it shows a little bit more depth. Put a few little darker ones. Oh. Okay, so the only thing we haven't done is add our clouds, but let me so I'm gonna get some more white. This almost looks like more of like a marsh with the different depths in it. I liked my first sky better, but okay, so those are kind of all right. So now I'm gonna have to definitely go in with some lighter. Okay, that's looking okay now. All right, so let's get a few clouds. Let me see if I can lighten that sky up again. Need some liquid white. Okay, let me take my brush. See, this is drying different because I wiped everything off. So I didn't have that little bit of white underneath. Oh well. Take my little blender brush here and see if I can get that to look better. Now it just looks like it's a storm coming in. All right. We are going to There we go. We're gonna see if we can mess this up again. And there's my flat one. All right. Let's see if we can make another disaster. All right. All right, so I'm not gonna do too much more. So it kind of is looking like a storm is coming in, and they're kind of blowing everywhere. That's my story, and that's what I'm sticking with. All right. I think we're gonna leave that as it is. And I was gonna make a shadow in the dirt, but I'm not going to because now it's storming. So yeah, we don't have to worry about that. Because now we have a stormy sky instead of a sunny sky. Do want to put I do want to have a little bit more darkness in the dirt. All right. Okay. All right, one last little touch, and and I think we will call this done. You know, because I went and screwed everything else up, so now I've got to kind of get these going back the way they're supposed to be going. Yeah. Just trying to get some white here. All right. I think we're gonna call that one done, guys. What do you think? Let me turn it so you can see it a little bit better. It's just something I'm not liking about it. I don't know what it is. I just don't know what it is. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that. I just needed some more darkness. It's a stormy look. Yeah, that's not kind of what I was going for, but that's what we ended up with after my gabotched tree. I think that at least looks a little bit better. There's at least something in the background. All right, I gotta put a signature on this thing, even though I don't want to. I do. Let's see. All right. So I am just gonna use the liquid white and I sign the front of it MCD, which is the first 3 letters of my last name, and then I sign it my full name on the back. So this painting is going to need a name, guys. Come up with a name for it. Oh my goodness. Somebody just sent me a $50 thing. Holy smokes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheryl, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. You like the one in the dolphin in the back? Yeah, there's a story there. I've still got to finish it, but I'm scared, and that's why it's not done yet. All right, so I've got my my signature on here. Thank you guys for hanging with me. I so appreciate it. So this is my first dolphin one. I like it, but I gotta put water splashes underneath. And I'm scared because I'm afraid I'm gonna ruin it. So I keep looking at it and say, yeah, I don't feel like splashes today. So It's all dried, so all I would have to do is put a little bit of oil on the canvas and then put my colors. So I could wipe it off technically. So yeah, maybe one of these days I'll get brave and we'll do it. I'll do it on a live or something. If I do it, I will definitely post it for you guys to see. But yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, let me just go through and see here if I... thank you guys. It's definitely a stormy look. I try to explain what I'm doing, guys. And that's the thing, you know, if I screw up, it's, you just kind of wipe it off and, you know, try it again. So, you know, I could have maybe put a boat in there too, but, I'm like, the waters are too choppy for a boat out there. So, but yeah, so we went from one look to another, which is usually what happens when I paint. My daughter hates to watch me paint because she's like, I loved it, and then you just changed it. I said, because I don't like something. So she gets so mad at me because she's just starting to paint. I'm just cleaning my brushes so we can chit chat for a minute. So she's starting to paint on her own, and she is OCD as far as, like, she'll go really slow. She wants her trees to be all the same. And I'm like, that's fine, hon, but you can't do that in painting because trees are not the same height. So she's getting a lot better now with, like, not freaking out, but she hates it when I, when I switch. Oh, I didn't. So this is how I find out if I cleaned my brush or not. I wipe it on my hand. Oh, so yeah, she's actually been doing really, really good on her paintings. So I told her to make some, you know, do one or two. You could paint. You could definitely do it. It's just you have to learn to, and I was the same way when I started. I either would overdo something or I didn't do enough. Like, I love doing Christmas paintings with, like, the snow on the trees. I love those. So I am gonna do a black and white painting in oils. I've never done a black and white in oils. But I have a lot of people that request black and whites. So I'm gonna try it and see, you know, where it brings me. And you can also do a black and white, but then you can glaze a color over it or colors over it. So if that's something you guys would like to see sometimes too, I can do that. You know, like one time we can do the black and white painting, and then maybe the next week we'll glaze over it to bring it to a whole different look. So I have done that on a few of my my earlier black and white ones. I had done that, and you know, of course, the one I did in a purple. I'm like, why did I do it in a purple? I got something all over my face. You would like that? Yeah. And it's really fun because the whole painting changes. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So you can do them all in just one color, or you can glaze over in, you know, like if it's a tree, you can do the greens. So yeah, you can do it a couple of different ways. I've only done the one color. I actually haven't done the glazing of multiple colors, so that would be a nice challenge for me as well. Yeah, and the black and white paintings aren't so, I don't get so messy because there's only two colors, although I've never done an oil black and white, so it might just be as messy, I don't know. So, the one good thing with oil is you can wait until all of your, you know, you're done painting for the day and then clean your brushes. Yeah. I think I've got them all, guys. I think so. All right. I'm just going to put my cover. And these containers get so messy, guys. Oh, my word. They just get so messy. And I've got to bring these because they want me to do a live painting at the next art walk. So, I will try and have my daughter get like a few video clips of me painting in the park so that I can post it for you guys to see. All right. So, my mess. It will. When I go upstairs, I'll wash it probably 3 times with soap. And then I'll still have some on my hands. But I could always use the paint thinner if I wanted. But by tomorrow, it mostly will be gone. In fact, I'm going to probably get some of it off. This is my paint thinner because I've got paint all over my table. So I'm going to wet this shop towel. And we're going to, I'm going to wipe. Not that this table is got to be clean because this is my Powertex table. And it's disgusting. But if I don't wipe the paint off it, and then I come down and stick my arm in it, I will get it all over my arm. So that, and this is the hardest thing. I will let her know, Josette. I will let her know because she's, you know, she's been like, well, I don't know if anybody would be interested. And I'm like, they would. Because I'm trying to get her to start a channel. But she doesn't know. She doesn't know what to do for her channel. And, you know, she's like me. She doesn't have a ton of money to do stuff. So we keep brainstorming, but I'm sure we will come up with something. So I do want her to come over and, hang on, let me grab my baby wipes. Because I know I'm going to touch my face and then I'm going to really be a mess. So see, I got a lot of it off just by wiping it on that paper towel. So yeah, so when I paint in the park, my biggest challenge is keeping my hands clean. And I have to hold my palette because I don't have as much room to set my stuff up. So I hold my palette in this hand and I paint with this hand. And yeah. So last time I didn't bring any baby wipes. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? So one of the vendors right next to me, she had some water. So she was like, here, I'll pour some water and you can at least get the bulk of it off. So that was good. So see, most of it came off. But now you know when I'm doing crafts and my hands and my nails are always gross, it depends on what I'm doing that day or that week. Yeah, so, all right, guys. So I will, I'm going to bring this upstairs and I will, oh, well, I can't post anything on my lives anyhow because it takes till the next day for me to be able to go back and rewatch my own live. So let me just hold this up again so that you guys can see the final. The thing that I like the most about my painting is my rocks. That's the only part I like. That's the only part I like. All right, so I'm going to leave this one down here to dry. This will probably, it'll probably take 3 to 4 days for it to completely dry. So, yeah, I'll leave it on the easel. And if I do decide to do another painting, then I will just take it and move it onto a different easel. And yeah, but alrighty, guys. So I will see you guys all later. Thank you so much for hanging with me. How long? Oh, just over an hour. Okay, that ain't too bad. I was like, oh, I don't want to keep them too long, but I did want to jump on and say hey. And alrighty, guys. I will see you next time. Thank you guys so much. Good night, guys. All right, now. Last time I forgot to stop my mirroring and I couldn't hang up. I couldn't disconnect. Alrighty, guys. Good night.